Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yashodanandana Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Ashtotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Ashtotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय गंगमा श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय गंगा माया की जय यमुना माया की जय Bhakti Devi, Tulsi Devi ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So I'm recovering from the flu, so my voice is not that great. So please forgive me, bear with me. So we're continuing to read from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Today we're reading from chapter 39, entitled Akrura's Return Journey and His Vision of Vishnu Loka within the Yamuna River. So I'll read and comment on what little realizations I have. But first I'd like to seek the blessings of all the devotees here to please bless me so that I may say something for your pleasure and my purification. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmulaitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhrischa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivash Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Chapter 39, Akrura's Return Journey and His Vision of Vishnu Loka within the Yamuna River. Akrura was warmly received by Lord Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and offered a resting place for the night. In the meantime, the two brothers Balaram and Krishna went to take their supper. Akrura sat on his bed and began to reflect that all the desires he had contemplated while coming from Mathura to Vrindavan had been fulfilled. Lord Krishna is the husband of the goddess of fortune. Being pleased with his pure devotee, he can offer whatever the devotee desires. But the pure devotee does not ask anything from the Lord for his personal benefit. So, Akrura was sent by Kamsa from Mathura to come to Vrindavan, basically to take Krishna back to Mathura. We'll read further along how Narad Muni gave the plot up to Kamsa, stating that how Krishna was transferred from Mathura to Vrindavan and things. And so now Kamsa knows that Krishna is residing in Vrindavan, and he sends Akrura to bring him back. So this is where we are at the moment. So after taking their supper, Krishna and Balaram came to bid good night to Akrura and asked him how Kamsa was dealing with their friends and relatives. Krishna then inquired into Kamsa's plans. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then informed Akrura that his presence was very welcome. He inquired from him whether all his relatives and friends were well and free from all kinds of ailments. Krishna stated that he was very sorry that his maternal uncle Kamsa was the head of the kingdom. He said that Kamsa was the greatest anomaly in the whole system of government, and that they could not expect any welfare for the citizens while he ruled. So here we see that Krishna is saying that Kamsa was the greatest anomaly. Anomaly means like something that's out of place in a certain time, you know. So in the time when Krishna was on this planet, Kamsa was the ruler of Mathura. And Kamsa was demonic king, right? And Krishna is saying that they could not expect any welfare for the citizens while Kamsa ruled. So just like that we see in modern day, where we have demoniac rulers. And because we have demoniac rulers ruling the citizens are suffering. We see this in many countries of the world, right? Even in South Africa. This is the truth. So, if the ruler is not God conscious, if the ruler is not in the mode of goodness, if the ruler is not a devotee of Krishna, then I'm sorry to say, but it's going to be a hard struggle for the citizens, right? So this was happening even when Krishna was on the planet 5,000 years ago. What to speak of what's happening now? Then Krishna said, "My father has undergone much tribulation simply from my being his son. For this reason also he has lost many other sons. I think myself so fortunate that you have come as my friend and relative. My dear uncle Akrura, please tell me the purpose of your coming to Vrindavan." After this inquiry, Akrura, who belonged to the dynasty of Yadu, explained the recent events in Mathura, including Kamsa's attempt to kill Vasudev, the father of Krishna. He related the things which had happened after the disclosure by Narada that Krishna was the son of Vasudev, hidden by Vasudev in the house of Nanda Maharaj. Akrura narrated all the stories regarding Kamsa. He told how Narada had met Kamsa and how he himself was deputed by Kamsa to come to Vrindavan. Akrura explained to Krishna that Narada had told Kamsa all about Krishna's being transferred from Mathura to Vrindavan just after his birth, and about his killing all the demons sent by Kamsa. Akrura then explained to Krishna the purpose of his coming to Vrindavan, to take him back to Mathura. After hearing of these arrangements, Balaram and Krishna, who are very expert in killing opponents, mildly laughed at the plans of Kamsa. They immediately informed Nanda Maharaj that Kamsa had invited all the cowherd men and boys to go to Mathura to participate in the ceremony known as Dhanur Yagya. Kamsa wanted them all to go there to participate in the function. On Krishna's word, Nanda Maharaj at once called for the cowherd men and asked them to collect milk and all kinds of milk products to present to the king in the ceremony. He also sent instructions to the police chief of Vrindavan to tell all the inhabitants about Kamsa's great Dhanur Yagya function and invite them to join. So we see even back then they had the chief of police, right? Nanda Maharaj informed the cowherd men that they would start the next morning. They therefore arranged for the cows and bulls to carry them all to Mathura. When the gopis heard that Akrura had come to take Krishna and Balaram away from Mathura, they became overwhelmed with anxiety. Some of them became so aggrieved that their faces turned black and they began to breathe warmly and had palpitations of the heart. They discovered that their hair and clothes immediately loosened. Hearing the news that Krishna and Balaram were leaving for Mathura, others who were engaged in household duties stopped working. 1 second, sorry. Hearing the news that Krishna and Balaram were leaving for Mathura, others who were engaged in household duties stopped working as if they had forgotten everything, like a person who is called forth to die and leave this world at once. Others immediately fainted due to separation from Krishna. Remembering his attractive smile and his talks with them, the gopis became overwhelmed with grief. They all remembered the characteristics of the personality of Godhead, how he moved within the area of Vrindavan, and how, with joking words, he attracted all their hearts. Thinking of Krishna and of their imminent separation from him, the gopis assembled together with heavily beating hearts. They were completely absorbed in thought of Krishna, and with tears falling from their eyes, they spoke as follows. So we see here that the gopis' intense love for Krishna was revealed when they hear about him leaving Vrindavan, right? All this time, the pastimes are going on between Krishna and the gopis, the cowherd boys, etc. And Krishna didn't leave Vrindavan. But now all of a sudden, the life of Vrindavan, the life of all the gopis, of all the residents of Raja, is going to go away. Right? And so now, the gopis, this intense love of the gopis for Krishna is suddenly being manifested. So we'll read further. O Providence, you are so cruel. It appears that you do not know how to show mercy to others. By your arrangement, friends contact one another. But before they can fulfill their desires, you separate them. This is exactly like a child's game that has no meaning. It is very abominable that you arrange to show us beautiful Krishna, whose bluish curling hair beautifies his broad forehead and sharp nose, and who is always smiling to minimize all grief in this material world, and then arrange to separate him from us? O Providence, you are so cruel. But most astonishingly, you appear now as Akrura, which means not cruel. In the beginning, we appreciated your workmanship in giving us these eyes to see the beautiful face of Krishna. But now, just like a foolish creature, you are taking away our eyes by not letting us see Krishna here anymore. So, the gopis are cursing Providence, right? That, Providence, you have come as Akrura. The word Akrura, the name Akrura means not cruel. But yet you are so cruel, you are taking our life away from us. What a contradiction, right? And then they say that, where is it? Yeah, you have given us eyes, but now you are taking it away, right? So, the gopis, they only want to see the vision of Krishna. Their eyes only want to behold the vision of beautiful Krishna. And so if Krishna leaves, what is the use of those eyes? So it's like Providence is making them blind by taking the vision, taking Krishna away from Vrindavan, like that. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is also very cruel. He must always have new friends. He does not like to keep friendship for a long time with anyone. We gopis of Vrindavan, having left our homes, friends and relatives, have become Krishna's maidservants. But he is neglecting us and going away. He does not even look upon us, although we are completely surrendered to him. Now all the young girls in Mathura will have the opportunity. They are expecting Krishna's arrival, and they will enjoy his sweet smiling face and will drink its honey. Although we know that Krishna is very steady and determined, we are afraid that as soon as he sees the beautiful faces of the young girls in Mathura, he will forget himself. We fear he will become controlled by them and will forget us. For we are simple village girls. He will no longer be kind to us. We therefore do not expect Krishna to return to Vrindavan. He will not leave the company of the girls in Mathura. So now we see the jealousy of the damsels, the gopis of Vraja, right? They're jealous of the damsels of Mathura, right? And before Krishna has even left, they're already expecting him not to come back, right? So this is the intense love that they have for Krishna, and also this transcendental jealousy going on between the transcendental jealousy that the gopis of Vrindavan have for those of Mathura is also intensifying and exhibiting the intense love that they have for Krishna. The gopis began to imagine the great functions in the city of Mathura. Krishna would pass through the streets, and the ladies and young girls of that city would see him from the balconies of their respective houses. Mathura city contained different communities known as the Dasharha, Bhoja, Andaka and Satvata. All these communities were different branches of the same family in which Krishna appeared, namely the Yadu dynasty. They were all expecting the arrival of Krishna. It had already been ascertained that Krishna, who is the resting place of the goddess of fortune and the reservoir of all pleasure and transcendental qualities, was going to visit Mathura city. The gopis then began to condemn the activities of Akrura. They stated that he was taking Krishna, who was more They stated that he was taking Krishna, who was more dear than the dearest to them, and who was the pleasure of their eyes. He was being taken from their sight without their being informed or solaced by Akrura. Akrura should not have been so merciless, but should have taken compassion on them. The gopis went on to say, the most astonishing feature is that Krishna, the son of Nanda, without consideration, has already seated himself on the chariot. From this it appears that Krishna is not very intelligent. Yet he may be very intelligent, but he is not very merciful. Not only Krishna, but all the cowherd men are so callous that they are already yoking the bulls and calves from the journey of Mathura. The elderly persons in Vrindavan are so merciless. They do not take our plight into consideration and stop Krishna's journey to Mathura. Even the demigods are very unkind to us. They are also not impeding his going to Mathura. So these conversations are going on between the gopis amongst themselves. And yeah, we can see that they are condemning Akrura and then Krishna, then the elders of Vrindavan. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai. The gopis prayed to the demigods to create some natural disturbance, such as a hurricane, storm, or heavy rainfall, so that Krishna could not go to Mathura. They then began to consider, despite our parents and guardians, we shall personally stop Krishna from going to Mathura. We have no alternative but to take this direct action. Everyone has gone against us to take away Krishna from our sight. Without him, we cannot live for a moment. The gopis thus decided to obstruct the passage through which the chariot of Krishna was supposed to pass. So, all along, the love affairs between the gopis and Krishna was going on, but it was kept secret. It was meeting in the night, during the rasa dance and things. But now that Krishna is leaving Vrindavan, we see that they are ready to expose that love that they have for Krishna, that those loving affairs that's going on between them. Right? They don't care about their family or relatives anymore, because now their very life is going to be taken away. Right? So let's read further and see what they do. They began to talk amongst themselves. We have passed a very long night, which seemed only a moment, engaged in the rasa dance with Krishna. We looked at his sweet smile and embraced him and talked with him. Now, how shall we live even for a moment if he goes away from us? At the end of the day in the evening, along with his elder brother Balaram, Krishna would return home with his friends. His face would be smeared with the dust raised by the hooves of the cows, and he would smile and play on his flute and look upon us so kindly. How shall we be able to forget him? How shall we be able to forget Krishna, who is our life and soul? He has already taken away our hearts in so many ways throughout our days and nights, and if he goes away, there is no possibility of our continuing to live. Thinking like this, the gopis became more and more grief-stricken at Krishna's leaving Vrindavan. They could not check their minds, and they began to cry loudly, calling the different names of Krishna, O Damodar, dear Madhava. So, we see that as they speak amongst themselves, the intense love is becoming more and more heightened, right? And we see that eventually when they start crying, when they can't take it anymore, what did they do? They call out the names of Krishna. Right? Nam Sankirtan. So you see that the chanting the holy names of Krishna, of the Supreme Lord, it's the most simplest method, but simultaneously it is the most exalted process. Because right now the gopis are feeling this intense separation. And what they resort to? Calling out his name. Nam Sankirtan. This is our entire process. Harinam Sankirtan. Right? Chanting the names of Krishna. So it may appear very simple, but it's the most exalted process. And therefore, it's Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. This holy name, this Nam Sankirtan, is coming from Golok Dham. So we have the most sublime, exalted process. And there's no hard and fast rules for chanting. We don't have to say, oh, Krishna, how do we say? Or Keshivaya Namaha or anything. It's just Krishna, Keshava, Damodar, right? Nothing attached to it. So the names of Krishna possesses all the potencies that Krishna has. The holy name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. And so the gopis call out his names, and in that way they associate with Krishna. The gopis cried all night before the departure of Krishna. As soon as the sun rose, Akrura finished his morning bath, got on the chariot and started for Mathura with Krishna and Balaram. Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd men got up on bullock carts, after loading them with big earthen pots filled with yogurt, milk, ghee, and other milk products. And then they began to follow the chariot of Krishna and Balaram. In spite of Krishna's asking the gopis not to obstruct their way, they all surrounded the chariot and stood up to see Krishna with pitiable eyes. Krishna was very much affected upon seeing the plight of the gopis, but his duty was to start for Mathura, for this was foretold by Narada. Krishna therefore consoled the gopis. He told them that they should not be aggrieved. He was coming back very soon after finishing his business. But they could not be persuaded to disperse. The chariot, however, began to head west, and as it proceeded, the minds of the gopis followed it as far as possible. They watched the flag on the chariot as long as it was visible. Finally, they could see only the dust of the chariot in the distance. The gopis did not move from their places, but stood until the chariot could not be seen at all. They remained standing still, and as if they were painted pictures. All the gopis decided that Krishna was not returning immediately, and with greatly disappointed hearts, they returned to their respective homes. Being greatly disturbed by the absence of Krishna, they simply thought all day and night about his pastimes, and thus derived some consolation. So, yeah, we see there's a picture somewhere. There. The gopis are surrounding the chariot. Akrura is taking Krishna and Balaram away, but the gopis are surrounding the chariot. So we see that they forgot about their duties. Some of them were, they were not married to Krishna, so that's one thing. So they're not supposed to be in love with Krishna. And number two, some of them were married to other husbands, but they were still in love with Krishna. So this was not socially acceptable. But when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, then we see that they didn't care anymore, and they surrounded the chariot to stop Krishna. The Lord, accompanied by Akrura and Balaram, traveled in the chariot with great speed toward the bank of the Yamuna. Simply by taking a bath in the Yamuna, anyone can diminish the reactions of their sinful activities. Krishna and Balaram took their baths in the river and washed their faces. After drinking the transparent, crystal clear water of Yamuna, they took their seats again on the chariot. The chariot was standing underneath the shade of big trees, and the two brothers sat down there. Akrura then took their permission to also take a bath in the Yamuna. According to Vedic ritual, after taking a bath in a river, one should stand at least half submerged and murmur the Gayatri mantra. While he was standing in the river, Akrura suddenly saw Balaram and Krishna within the water. He was surprised to see them there because he was confident that they were sitting on the chariot. Confused, he immediately came out of the water and went to see where the boys were. And he was very much surprised to see that they were sitting on the chariot as before. When he saw them on the chariot, he began to wonder whether he had mistakenly seen them in the water. He therefore went back to the river. This time, he not only saw Balaram and Krishna, but many of the demigods and all the Siddhas, Chanaras, and Gandharvas. They were all bowing down before the Lord. He also saw Lord Sheshanag with thousands of hoods. Lord Sheshanag was covered with bluish garments, and his necks were all white. The white necks of Sheshanag appeared exactly like snow-capped mountains. On the coiled lap of Sheshanag, Krishna was sitting very soberly with four hands. His eyes were like the reddish petals of the lotus flower. So in other words, after returning to the Yamuna, Akrura saw Balaram turned into Anantashesh, and Krishna had turned into Mahavishnu. He saw the four-handed Supreme Personality of Godhead smiling very beautifully. The Lord was very pleasing to all and was looking toward everyone with a merciful glance. He appeared beautiful with his raised nose, broad forehead, attractive ears, and reddish lips. His arms, reaching to the knees, were very strongly built. His shoulders were high, his chest was very broad, and his neck was shaped like a conch shell. His navel was very deep, and his abdomen was marked with 3 lines. His hips were broad and big, resembling those of a woman, and his thighs resembled the trunks of elephants. The other parts of his legs, the joints and lower extremities, were all very beautiful. The nails of his feet were dazzling, and his toes were as beautiful as the petals of the lotus flower. His helmet was decorated with very valuable jewels. There was a nice belt around his waist, and he wore a sacred thread across his broad chest. Bangles were on his hands, and armlets on the upper portions of his arms. He wore bells on his ankles. He possessed dazzling beauty, and his palms were like lotus flowers. He was further beautified by the different emblems of the Vishnu Murti, the conch shell, club, disc, and lotus flower, which he held in his forehands. His chest was marked with the particular signs of Vishnu, and he wore fresh flower garlands. All in all, he was very beautiful to look at. So very nice description of Mahavishnu, of the Lord. So we can meditate on this, of how the Lord looks, how beautiful he is. Akrura also saw his lordship surrounded by intimate associates like the Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatan, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar, and other associates like Sunanda and Nanda, as well as demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva. The 9 great learned sages were there, and also devotees like Prahlad and Narada and the 8 Vasus. All were engaged in offering prayers to the Lord with clean hearts and pure words. After seeing the transcendental personality of Godhead, Akrura immediately became overwhelmed with joy and great devotion. And all over his body there were transcendental shivering. Although for the moment he was bewildered, he retained his clear consciousness and bowed down his head before the Lord. With folded hands and faltering voice, he began to offer prayers to the Lord. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 39th chapter of Krishna, Akrura's return journey and his vision of Vishnu Loka within the Yamuna river. So, we see that Krishna revealed to Akrura his real identity, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And also within the river, the vision of Akrura saw all other demigods as well, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, all who were worshipping Krishna. So this further solidifies the truth that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original personality. So we'll stop here. It's 8:15. Are there any questions or comments? Anyone wants to add anything? Okay, so so we can see from this chapter that in the height of separation, the gopis call out the names of Krishna. This is like the conclusion of this verse for me. Right? This is the supreme process, the most exalted process. Right? Simple, sublime, and most exalted. So as devotees and initiated devotees of the Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, it's our duty to follow in the footsteps of the gopis. Right? We see the picture there where the gopis are doing Sankirtan, Krishna is playing his flute, but immediately below it is Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party, right? So, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they have brought this holy name to this material world. They have given us the highest process of Nam Sankirtan, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on japa or in kirtan on the streets, in the temple room. But it is the highest process, and we should take to it wholeheartedly, you know, and like that develop our love for Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead, and not come back to this miserable place full of kamsas. So thank you very much. So today is the third day ceremony of Anthony Prabhu, and our deepest condolences to the family on your loss. But Anthony Prabhu, I'm sure, is being well taken care of by Krishna. He was a wonderful devotee. And today's breakfast is sponsored by, is on behalf of Anthony Prabhu and the family. So, yeah, we can all pray for Prabhu. And if there's anyone that wants to say something, you can say something now. No one. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh, we're gonna do some offering, right? Okay, so we're gonna offer flower petals to Srila Prabhupada and to the picture of Anthony Prabhu. I think we'll have kirtan. We'll have kirtan. We're gonna have kirtan, Prabhu? Yeah. Okay. So we can do that. Anthony's brother. Oh yeah. Where is he? Okay. Oh, I think Anthony Prabhu's brother would like to say something. Yeah?
Hare Krishna. I keep reminding Anthony that I used to come to the temple for him. I just want to say thank you to all the devotees of the temple, the senior leadership of the temple. We want to thank you so much for taking time for caring for Anthony, loving him. He had another family, which was you guys, the devotees. And over 40 years, he gave his life to Krishna. I never got into serious debates with Anthony about religion because I know I would have lost the debate. And I was sharing with someone, and I think he also reiterated, Prabhupada said, the soul is not a Christian, the soul is a Hindu, the soul is God. And also we, in beliefs of Christ, we believe that the most important thing is your soul, the journey of your soul. I was amazed with listening to the lifestyle of my brother, and I know every single time he told me about Krishna, he told me about being happy, he told me about I mean, it's the first time I'm coming to the temple. in 40 years, and always Anthony invited me for different functions and I came. But I just want to say especially thank you to the Hare Krishna for doing everything. We really appreciate you. Thank you all so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You want to say? Okay. No, okay. So, okay, so we can all start, rise to offer petals to Srila Prabhupada and Anthony Prabhu, and we'll have some kirtan. Prabhu, you want to say something? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So, Savisachi Das from Pretoria Temple, he said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Lord is the eternal guide of the living entities. We always certain that He takes care of His devotees. My condolences to the family and close friends. Ashish Pandey from Johannesburg. There's so much that one can say about Anthony Prabhu to inspire ourselves on our spiritual path. His conviction of faith in the process was extremely strong. Love reading Shastra, probably read Shastra, Bhagavad Gita at least 6 times, cover to cover. This combined with his remembrance of Krishna at the end will guarantee the supreme destination. Anta Narayan Shmirti, remembrance of Krishna at the time of death, is the goal of life, and he has achieved this most valued goal by Prabhupada and Krishna's infinite mercy. I always remember him and our many trips with fond memories. Pranam Dandavats to Anthony Prabhu and wishing spiritual strength to his family and friends. Hare Krishna. Vrindavan Chandra from the UK. So sorry to hear this. The world is now bereft of a humble, sincere Vaishnava. I have fond memories of being with Anthony. Surely he is being protected by the Lord. Nandini Devi Dasi from Cape Town, praying for your onward journey, Prabhu. You were a dear friend. This is my sister. You were a dear friend. Thank you for your wonderful association. Subal Prabhu, Hare Krishna, he did so much service. Very soft and gentle soul, who will miss him. My condolences and love to the family. Logan Naidu, what bittersweet news to receive. It's a shock truly, because we assume we will see you for the next program at the temple or the parking lot during your japa. All I know is you left with the holy name, and that you left the day after the appearance day of Lord Nishingadev. Without a doubt, you were a special soul. So go well, Prabhu. You will be missed immensely. Strength to Prabhu's friends and his family. Leo Naidu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A great devotee, simple, humble. God be with you, Prabhu. Our deepest sympathies to you and the family. Trino Pillai, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for sharing these wonderful memories of Anton Prabhu. My condolences to the family and friends. I know him since childhood, as he was a close friend of the family. He was always kind and caring towards me and treated me as if I was his own nephew. Rising above his health challenges to maintain his spiritual life was a very admirable quality. I also recall him studying the scripture, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. He would always be in the parking lot of Shri Radhanath temple or outside his home doing his japa in his car. Back home, back to Godhead. All glories to Anton Prabhu. Ujjwala Das, Haribol, quite unassuming and very knowledgeable, always smiling even though his pain and trauma, never complained about his illness, pure humble soul. Dandavat pranams to His Grace Anthony Prabhu. May you always be guided and may you always guide us to become humble. Venu, Hare Krishna, thank you so much for this inspiring messages. I saw Prabhu for years at the Sri Radhanateva. I never had the pleasure of serving with Prabhuji, but his commitment and dedication to Srila Prabhupada's mission was unparalleled. His love for the holy name, a true warrior of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much.
So many devotees have appreciated Anthony Prabhu, yeah. So, yeah, he was an amazing devotee. And like I think Ujjwala said now, the thing that I will always remember Anthony Prabhu by is that he was always smiling. I never saw him angry or not smiling. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Anthony Prabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai, Go Pramanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So we will do some kirtan, and while the kirtan is going on, flower petals will be offered. You will take some flower petals in your hand. Take some flower petals in your hand. You'll offer 3 circles to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, 3 circles clockwise. You leave half the petals at Srila Prabhupada's feet. The other half you will offer 3 circles to Anthony Prabhu, and then you can pay obeisances. Derek Prabhu will do a demonstration for us.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityana
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavare Pascheta Dishchitarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheta Sunyavare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Nitai Gora Hari, Nitai Gora Hari, Gora Hari. Jaya Nitai Gora Hari, Nitai Gora Hari, Gora Hari. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande. Anthony Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So we can all go for breakfast now. It's at the marquee at the bottom as we come out and turn left, the white marquee. Hare Krishna.